Alright guys, this is going to be a tutorial on how to build a space-board like this with only spray paint. I use this board all the time for Star Wars X-Wing, so pretty much any space stage game that you can think of, and you can make this as large or as small as you need. So we'll go into this, and hopefully in the next 20 minutes or so we'll have ourselves a space-board. Okay, so we need tools, and so basically all we're going to use for this entire board is spray paint. If you want different colors of spray paint, lots of black, at least 2-3 cans of black, depending on how big of a surface you want to do. If you want to do a full 3x3 or 4x4 or however large you want, you're going to need more black. It is definitely the color you're going to be using the most of. I'd say a 3x3 board like this probably uses about 1.5 cans to 2 cans of black. So if you're going to go out and buy spray paint, make sure you buy at least 2 cans of black if you're going to make something this big, or maybe 3 if you're going to go bigger than this. The colors I used some blues, especially in the planets here. I used some greens and some yellows. I don't know how well you can see it in the video, but there's basically space dust, as well as used some of the blues and greens inside the star speckles that you'll see on the board as well. But choices are up to you. Planets can vary in colors to be anything you want, so use your imagination. And of course, the last thing you're going to need, oh actually I shouldn't go there, you're going to need a board. I used 1/8 inch paneling board from Home Depot. You can go basically anywhere that sells paneling, or you can do it on well, basically any surface that you want to do it on. You're going to need different sized circles, different sized pieces. So basically, you've got your pieces here. You're going to need different sizes of these things. This is a piece of plumbing fitting. Actually, these 3 are all plumbing fittings. This is just a lid that I picked up from somewhere. And then absolutely the most important thing you need is a mask. Even if you're working in an outdoor area with lots of air, you want a mask. You want to protect your lungs. And you're going to be making a lot of spray paint dust. So please, 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 spend the $20 to $25, buy yourself a decent quality mask that's going to block out the spray paint fumes. I think you'll regret it if you don't, and I don't want to do any of this without mentioning that you need a mask, and you need a good quality one. Alright, so here we go. I've got a board here. I've got tape marked out for the section that I'm going to be working on. Normally what you do is just have an entire board, like I showed before. Have the entire board to work on for the surface, but for this demonstration I'm just going to use this small piece right here. What I'm going to do first is take these round circles that you had seen, and we're going to place them wherever you want them to appear. So if you want to plant it in this corner, put something down in the corner. If you want a couple floating somewhere, try to kind of be just kind of random with it. You may or may not want a pattern, who knows? But you're going to put those planets, or what's going to be planets, wherever you want those particular planets to be. And this looks pretty good. You're going to take up your can of black spray paint. Really use any color, but black works the best for this. You're going to lightly mist just around the area where the planet's going to sit. This is going to be a marker, essentially, for where that planet exists in our painting space. And then what you can do is go ahead and just remove those particular circles. As you can see, we have a nice outline, a nice marking for where we're going to put those planets. So now this is where your color choices come in. Take some spray paint for the color that you choose. and just go ahead and go over it. We'll just throw some red in here, maybe a planet that's blue, something similar to that. And then finally, just for grins, here's a little yellow planet right there. Now, I don't think I mentioned this before, but you're going to want some magazine sheets. Just any old magazine you have lying around, you just want some magazine sheets. And you're going to rip it, so make sure that you don't use a magazine that you actually want. Take off a sheet of your magazine and have it handy. Again, lay down a base coat here. Maybe throw some, here's some white. We'll throw some white on this guy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take that magazine sheet that I told you, you're going to lay it across that planet, rub it down, and then just, there we go, remove it. What you're going to be left with, it's going to leave some of the paint, and then it's going to remove some of the paint, so you're going to get a texture going. And then you're going to do that for all of these. You can do different things here. So maybe that blue planet there that we see, maybe it's got a little bit of yellow. You can take that magazine sheet again, take it up and just wipe it across. Now we've got a striped planet sitting right in there. And we've got a yellow planet there, and maybe just dust it with red a little bit, and you get a different texture altogether. Maybe pat it with this, just a little bit. A little bit more yellow, a little bit more red. There we go. So now we've got our 3 planets sitting there. Now what you're going to do is just like when we're painting our miniatures, you're going to pick a light source. In this example, I'll just say that the light source is coming from this direction here. So the planets are going to be lit more over here and more in shadow here. What you're going to do is you're going to take your black again for some shadow, and you're just kind of going to go in here with your black, kind of misting the area to kind of get a transition, a fade effect. And you're going to do that for every one of your planets here. What you're going to do is you're going to take your white and do the opposite on the other side. So you can come by here and just do a little white and a little white there. Now you've got what's going to be your planets. Take those stencils that you use, those circular patterns that you used. Here, I'm just going to add a little black, more black to this one. There we go. And just place them back where you had them before. I think I had it right about there. This guy, try to place it kind of where you like it, but kind of where you had it before. That one, and just go ahead and put it right there. Alright, so now it comes the easy part. We just fill in. So you take your black and you just kind of start filling in the area. Be really careful around the planets. You don't want, if your stencil sticks up too far, you'll get an overlap. And you just kind of fill in the areas and try to get it as good as you possibly can. Because that's going to become the blackness of space. And this is the back side of a board that I already had done, so it's not taking paint as well. If you guys pick and choose to use a piece of paneling from like Home Depot or something, make sure that when you're actually building or actually spraying, you're spraying on the glossy side. It doesn't absorb as much paint, so you'll be left with a better result. But this will do for the example that I'm using. Alright, so now you can see we've got these 3 planets, well, or what are going to be planets, and blackness. Well, we don't want the blackness we want to have stars. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your white paint, take your finger, you're going to spray a little white paint right there on the tip of your finger, and then you're going to flick. And the more you flick, the more stars that you'll get. Now on my other example that I did, I used multiple colors. So you can use multiple colors too. You can come in here with a little bit of blue. Something similar to that there. And you've got some stars. I think I used a little bit of yellow, so why not? We'll just throw some yellow on there. And there you go. You've got a star field that's at least passable as a star field, and take your time when you're doing this and it'll turn out a lot better. But you've got your star fields on there. Okay, so in my example, I don't know if you could see it or not in the video, but we had a little bit of stardust, or space dust should I say, and all that is just a little bitty blasts, not too close, with your spray paints. Just creates a little bit of a dust effect. And maybe come in here with a little bit of green. So you get a little stardust, you got some stars on your field, you got the blackness of space, and then what you do is you take off your little stencils, and boom, you've got your planets. Again, it looks better on the other side just because of the glossiness of the other, or the glossiness of the other side of the board. But it's super easy to do, super inexpensive, and anyone can have a star field for their X-Wing games or their Star Trek miniature games, or basically any game where you're having space combat or anything similar to that. But this is basically what you end up with. And yeah, so I want to see what you guys do. So post up pictures if you guys have them of whatever, you know, if this helped you at all, and yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Thanks.